everyone. So many of you have asked my opinion about sleep training, so I think I'm going to tackle that, and that's not an easy subject. There are various ways to approach sleep training. One is the cry it out method, and that's basically you put a baby in their crib and walk away for the night. Of course, you want to make sure that you have a monitor so you can hear them and watch them and make sure they're safe. But basically, the goal of crying it out is that you literally don't go back in. That's very, very hard on parents, but it is the fastest way to get babies to go to sleep. Now, I'm not a proponent of that. I would not have the heart to let a baby cry for hours and hours and hours. So the next way you can do sleep training is partial extinction. And there are various different methods to do that. One is a chair method, where you put a chair near the crib and you watch the baby as they're falling asleep, and gradually you work your chair out of the room. There are a couple of other methods that are all kind of variations on a theme. The one that became very popular in the mid-'80s was the Ferber method. And that was developed by Dr. Richard Ferber out of Boston Children's. And I've always been a proponent of kind of a modified Ferber method. And what that is that you put the baby down to sleep, and then you go in at regular intervals. Generally the first night, if the baby's still really crying, you go in every 5 minutes. There's different methods. You can either just comfort the baby while in the crib. Some people believe you pick up the baby and comfort them, and then you put them back down. But basically, every 5 minutes the first night until they fall asleep, every 10 minutes the next night, basically every 15 the third night. And with the Ferber method, there's this whole schedule, and the amount of time increases. I don't think I could ever go past the 15 minutes. But that is a partial extinction method, and it does work, and it takes a little longer, and it's much easier on the parents. And then there's another really radical thought, and that is no sleep training at all. Because the studies have shown that sleep training really doesn't change how well babies ultimately sleep when they're toddlers and older. So most babies get their act together, if not sooner, certainly by 9 to 12 months. So if sleep training is just something you can't really stomach, you don't have to do it. Babies will learn to sleep, and you'll get a good night's sleep too.